Everyone tells you never quit. They say winners never quit and quitters never win. They say push through, keep going, never give up. But what if they are wrong? What if quitting is exactly what you need? What if the greatest winners in history were also the greatest quitters? Let me explain. Most people are afraid to quit because they think quitting means failure. But here is the truth. Staying in the wrong place is failure. Staying in the wrong job is failure. Staying with the wrong people is failure. Staying in the wrong mindset is failure. Quitting is not the opposite of winning. Quitting is the first step toward winning. Think about it. If you were in a burning building, do you stay? If you were drinking poison, do you keep drinking? If you are going in the wrong direction, do you keep walking? No, you stop, you quit, you leave, because staying would be stupid. And yet in life, most people stay. They stay in jobs that kill their soul. They stay in relationships that drain their energy. They stay in cities that offer no future. They stay in habits that destroy their body. Why? Because they are afraid of what others will say. They are afraid of being called a quitter. They are afraid of starting over. Let me tell you something liberating. Starting over is not starting from nothing. Starting over is starting from experience. You are not going back to zero. You are going forward with knowledge. You are leaving behind what doesn't work so you can finally find what does. The oak tree does not grow in the desert. The fish does not live on the mountain. The polar bear does not survive in the jungle. Every living thing knows where it belongs. Only humans stay where they don't belong and then wonder why they are miserable. So ask yourself today, where are you staying that you should leave? What are you holding that you should drop? What are you chasing that you should quit? And if something comes to mind, then you already know what to do. Now let me tell you about the power of empty hands. Most people are afraid of having nothing. They hold on to everything because they fear emptiness. They fear poverty. They fear loneliness. They fear starting over. But empty hands are not a weakness. Empty hands are freedom. When your hands are full, you cannot grab anything new. When your hands are full of trash, you cannot hold treasure. When your hands are full of the past, you cannot receive the future. Sometimes you must let go completely. Sometimes you must have nothing. Sometimes you must stand alone with empty hands and trust that something better is coming. This is called faith, not religious faith, faith in yourself, faith in life, faith in the process. When you lose everything, you learn everything. When you have nothing, you become everything. Because when you have nothing, you have no distractions, you have no comfort zone, you have no backup plan. And when you have no backup plan, you fight like never before. Think about the greatest people in history. Almost all of them hit rock bottom first. Almost all of them lost everything. Almost all of them stood with empty hands. And from that emptiness, they built empires. From that emptiness, they created masterpieces. From that emptiness, they became legends. Why? Because emptiness is a vacuum, and nature fills vacuums, but nature only fills them with what you are ready for. If you sit in emptiness and complain, nature gives you more emptiness. If you sit in emptiness and prepare, nature gives you opportunity. If you sit in emptiness and build, nature gives you everything you need. So stop being afraid of empty hands. Stop being afraid of starting over. Stop being afraid of day one. Every master was once a beginner. Every billionaire was once broke. Every champion was once defeated. The only difference is they kept going when others stopped, and they quit the right things at the right time. They quit comfort. They quit excuses. They quit waiting. They quit blaming. And then they started building. With empty hands, but with full hearts. And that combination is unstoppable. Now let me tell you about the premier life. The life you say you want. The life of purpose. The life of power. The life of peace. That life does not begin when you get everything. That life begins when you quit everything that is not that life. You cannot live a premier life while holding on to average things. You cannot reach the top while carrying bottom dwellers. You cannot move forward while dragging the past behind you. At some point, you must cut the rope. At some point, you must close the door. At some point, you must say no so you can finally say yes to what matters. And this is hard. This is the hardest thing you will ever do, because the world will call you crazy. The world will call you selfish. The world will call you a quitter. Let them. Let them talk while you walk. Let them stay while you leave. Let them shrink while you grow. Because here is what they don't tell you. When you quit the wrong things, you make room for the right things. When you quit the wrong job, you make room for the right career. When you quit the wrong relationship, you make room for the right love. When you quit the wrong habits, you make room for the right discipline. When you quit the wrong mindset, you make room for the right thoughts. Quitting is not loss. Quitting is preparation. Quitting is subtraction so multiplication can happen. You cannot multiply until you subtract. You cannot grow until you prune. You cannot flourish until you remove what is choking you. So look at your life today. Look at your job. Look at your relationships. Look at your habits. Look at your thoughts. What needs to go? What is holding you back? What are you afraid to quit? And when you identify it, do not hesitate. Do not wait for Monday. Do not wait for next month. Do not wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And now is always the right time to quit what is killing you. Some of you are in jobs that are slowly killing your spirit. Quit. Some of you are in relationships that are slowly killing your peace. Quit. Some of you are in cities that are slowly killing your future. Quit. Some of you are in mindsets that are slowly killing your potential. Quit. Quit today. And tomorrow you start building something real, something lasting, something premier. Because you were not made for average. You were not made for mediocrity. You were not made to just get by. You were made to rise. You were made to lead. You were made to live a life that matters. But first, you must quit everything that is not that life. So quit, and then